Kate's mother and Mike's mother, welcome. We hope you will enjoy the meal and participate in the dancing. I especially am grateful to those of you, and this is most of you, who have come a distance, not just around the block in Hagerstown, but you've come from Columbia, Baltimore, Chicago, New York, and we very much appreciate the effort that you've made. The course of this day was set in January. I was running my errands on Saturday, early afternoon, and sitting in the Long Meadow parking lot where you would have gone if you not turned. Hopefully you made that turn. And my cell phone rang, and it was Mike. And immediately I thought, this is odd because Mike didn't call me. And he said, Bill, I was just passing through and wondered if I could stop by the house. I mean, you just don't pass through Hagerstown. I thought I knew what was going on because Mike and Catherine had a relationship for some time. So I said, sure, it'll take me 5 minutes to get there. And apparently, I learned later, he was sitting in front of the house, hiding somewhere. He had been stalking the house, and that's why he called me, because I wasn't there all afternoon. I was out on there. So we met at the house. And to make a long story short, he asked me for Catherine's hand in marriage. Well, I've been impressed with Mike over the time that he and Catherine had been seeing each other. But being the traditionalist I am, I was really impressed with that gesture. And of course, I had to give him my permission. Moving a little bit ahead chronologically, I was not involved in any of this, but I knew that Catherine was going through multiple fittings for her dress that she's wearing today. And one Saturday afternoon, I knew that Em had come down from New York. Emily, affectionately to us, Em, her sister, lives in New York, and she had come down for the weekend for the purpose of attending Catherine's third and what I understood was final fitting. I got a text from Emily in the afternoon on Saturday, and I knew that they were together for that purpose. And the text was, Catherine is beautiful. You will cry when you see her. And she is, and I did. When I began to think about this day, months ago, a flood of memories came over me. And I would like to share just a couple of them with you this evening. The first one was, and I'm terrible on time and ages and dates, but the first took place in San Francisco when Catherine might have been 10.
Yeah, just about.
She and Emily and I, Emily would have been 7, were visiting San Francisco on vacation. And of course, we were traveling on the streetcar, the cable car. And we were coming upon a stop where we knew we wanted to get off to see something. And we're stationed close to the exit point on the car. And somehow Catherine got off, and the car started up, and Emily and I didn't. And here are Emily and I on the cable car, moving away from Catherine, who's standing 10 years old on the streetcar in a street corner in San Francisco. Like, Dad! And I still have that image in my head today. But we jumped off and rescued her. But she's come a long way since the days of that insecurity of not knowing what to do in a strange place. At another point, we were going on a 10-day vacation camping trip in northern Minnesota, canoeing and camping. And Catherine was, I think, about 13, 14. And I said, we're going on a camping trip, we're going to be canoeing, and we're going to be staying on, initially on a place called Wolf Island. And first thing Catherine said was, will they have an outlet for my hair dryer? I don't think so. You'll be lucky if you have an opportunity to take a bath. Well, she wasn't too hot on this camping trip. And then her sister said, Wolf Island, do they have wolves there? I said, I don't know, I'll call and ask. She said, yes, you better. I did, and they said no. She was comforted by that. But neither of them were terribly excited about this trip until they found out that to get there we had to fly into Minneapolis. And Catherine's 13 or 14, Emily's 10 or 11. Minneapolis, that's the Mall of America. Of course we'll go on this trip. So I had to promise, in order to get them to go on camping, to spend one day at the Mall of America. And now I'm happy to say that they very much enjoyed the camping trip over to visit the Mall of America. Finally, Catherine went off to college. And it was an adventure of real concern to me because Catherine was close to her parents. It wasn't until the summer of her junior year of high school, that we were able to persuade her to go to a away camp. And I told her at the time, I said, Catherine, you're going off to college, and you've never been to a away camp. Don't you think you ought to have that experience? At least it's just a week. College is months. So she said she would go. And she survived just fine. However, given her inexperience of being away from her parents, when I dropped her off at college, I was the first to leave, her mother hung around. I was sure within 2 or 3 days I was going to get a call. Daddy, I don't know anybody here, and this is not a very nice place. I want to come home. So the second day went by, the third day went by, a week passed. I didn't get that. So I called her. I was concerned. Catherine, are you okay? Oh, Dad, I've been having so much fun I forgot to call. I knew she had her own wings at that point, and I could sort of relax. But nevertheless, it was good to know that I was still needed. And just a year ago, July of 2011, I got a birthday card from Catherine, which says, I said, I can't. You said, try again. I said, it's too hard. You said, don't give up. I said, what if I fall? You said, I'll be there to catch you. And you always are. Well, this is the day when I think I become the reserve catcher. And Mike, I am delighted to say, will be the first string. Welcome, Mike. I first met Mike, and I don't know if Catherine and Mike will remember this, but for the purpose of meeting Mike, we met at a restaurant in Frederick, because that's midway between Gagetown and Columbia. And at a little Mexican restaurant, we had a nice evening, and we left. And it so happened that we were all parked in the same parking garage. And when we got to the checkout, or the toll station, the exit, they were immediately in front of me. And I'm waiting for them to clear the exit. And Catherine gets out of the passenger side of the car, comes back to me. And I said, what's wrong? She said, do you have a couple of dollars? She said, we don't have any cash. And I thought,
Who carries that?
oh, what is the future with this guy? Well, in his defense, like many in his generation, we don't carry any cash. I don't relate to it, I don't understand it, but I accept it. Mike has also passed the test after this initial meeting over the next year or whatever. He passed the test. First was, our family are foodies. We enjoy good food. And Mike's tastes in food were, according to our standards, pedestrian.
Standards.
But he was adventurous. And he had in our home for the first time red beets, I always think, asparagus, things that he looked at and thought, what is this? I don't know. But he was adventurous and he's now been brought into the fold. He's also, and this is high on my list of requirements, he also has shown a appreciation for and has come to participate in our traditions. We have a lot of traditions. It basically flows from me. I'm a highly traditional person. But we spent lots of time over the years in Wintergreen, a favorite spot of ours, in Blue Ridge Mountains, and we introduced Mike to it. He thought it was great. And he has also joined in and from all I can tell, likes our Christmas breakfast tradition. We had the same menu, same time, every Christmas. And when I suggested we might do something different and not do it next year, Catherine and I would have nothing to do with it. So Mike has joined in. I want to thank, there are just too many people to thank, all of them really, but who have been so important in putting this event together. Certainly Frank Hammond, who officiated the ceremony this afternoon, deserves a huge thanks. Unlike the impression most of you, I suspect, and certainly a large number of people I talk with, unlike the impression that here's a fellow who's been doing this for years, this was his first time. Jeremy Jones, whose talents you will enjoy, I hope, in just a minute or two. He's our chef and caterer of food. And Denny Warnfels, who's done all the flowers for the ceremony and what you see in front of you. Very talented person. Our thanks to all of them. Finally, my advice to Catherine and Mike on this occasion as they embark on a new relationship and a new commitment is really pretty simple. And I believe it was written by W.E.B. Du Bois, but I can't confirm that on Google or anywhere else. But I believe that to be the case. And it is simply to find happiness, be as if a child, play and share, love one another, sing and dance, and above all, do what you love to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in toast Catherine and Mike, the happiest of lives.